The people in the middle class in this district and around the country are struggling. They're hurting right now. They're weighted down by student loans. I myself have $100,000 in student loan debt. And there's property tax. If you go around this district, everyone complains about the property tax, and rightfully so. They're incredibly high here. All these problems are going to get worse under this tax plan. Our representative decided, and he's not just voting for this bill, he helped write this bill. This is his baby. And he went and said, you know what is going to help my district? If we take more of their money and give it to corporations and millionaires and billionaires and people who don't need another dime. And they're the ones that are going to be getting our money, and somehow that's supposed to help us all in this district. It's unacceptable. It's painfully clear that whoever Peter Roskam is serving is not his constituents. And the shamelessness with which we've seen some of these Republicans say, hey, yeah, well, this bill may not be great, but the Koch brothers have told us they're not going to fund our campaigns if we don't pass it. Like, that used to happen anyway, but at least they'd be like embarrassed about it, you know? This plan is really bad, and it's particularly bad for this district. This is the third highest nation in the district in terms of percentage of people who itemize their deductions. And the people who itemize are the ones who are going to be hit hardest by the changes in this bill. So that means we're going to be hit harder than all but 2 other districts in the entire country. And again, this is our congressman wrote this bill. So I think it's completely unacceptable. And yeah, you lose these deductions if the personal exemptions being repealed and being replaced with a slightly higher child tax credit. That's still, once you crunch the numbers, is going to come out to every additional kid you have is going to cost you a couple $100 extra every year in your tax bill. Some people's tax bills will go down, some people will go up, but by far the people who are going to have their bills go up the most are the people in the upper middle class, who are primarily what we have in this district. And the other piece of this that just really ticks me off is that of that 1.5, 1.7, 1.9 trillion, whatever it is that this is going to cost us over the next 10 years, about $1 trillion of that is due to 2 things: the repeal of the estate tax, which only affects you if you have $5.5 million in your estate, which I don't. And most of the people in this district, even in a pretty wealthy district, most people don't have that much. And then the repeal of the alternative minimum tax, which also affects primarily people who are at least 6 figures, if not more than that, in income. But again, it's still a small percentage of this district. And basically what the alternative minimum tax does is it says, if you have a tax planner who helps you figure out how do I get my money away from the US or find some way to have it not taxed, the alternative minimum tax steps in and says, you know what, you actually have to pay at least this much in taxes, no matter how much you game the system. So we're getting rid of that, which makes it just easier for people to game the system. And the more money you have, the easier it is to game it. And that's what the new tax code will look like if Peter Roskam gets his way.